All right, let's dive into a really fascinating paradox that's shaping our world right now. It goes like this. The more information AI can generate for basically free, the more valuable and the more expensive real, human verified truth becomes. So, how on earth did we get here? And what does this mean for, well, for everything? Let's break it down.
This is really the big question at the heart of it all. I mean, think about it. If an AI can write an article, create a stunning image, or even analyze a spreadsheet in seconds, what's the actual value of a genuine human idea? It's forcing us to completely rethink what we're willing to pay for.
And you can see this shift happening in real time. Just a decade ago, creating something original, a good article, a professional photo, a solid piece of analysis, cost real money. Hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars. But today, generative AI has made the cost of that output just collapse. We're talking pennies, cents, practically zero. But when the price of quantity falls off a cliff like that, it creates a brand new market for something else. And that brings us to our first big idea, the premium of truth. Because when everything is easy to get, the one thing that's hard to find suddenly becomes incredibly valuable.
The reality is, we're not starving for information anymore. We're drowning in it. So the new scarcity, the new luxury good, isn't content. It's content you can actually trust. It's quality, not quantity, that now has the crazy high price tag. So, to really get why quality is suddenly so rare, you first have to understand the sheer scale of the problem. Let's talk about what the source material calls the synthetic tsunami. And it really is a tsunami. We're talking about a massive, overwhelming flood of automated stuff. Millions of AI-written articles, countless social media bots muddying conversations, a sea of synthetic images, even AI-generated financial reports and computer code. It's a deluge that is fundamentally changing the internet.
Now, here's where it gets really dangerous. This creates a kind of feedback loop from hell. New AI models get trained on all the data they can find online, but more and more of that data is AI generated itself. So any errors, any biases, any weird AI hallucinations, they just get copied, amplified, and baked into the next generation. It's a downward spiral of quality. And the result is a total collapse in what we call the signal-to-noise ratio. The signal is the good stuff, the true, authentic information. The noise is all the junk. And finding that signal amidst an ever-growing mountain of plausible-sounding AI noise is becoming almost impossible for most people.
So this leads us to the real problem here. It's not just that there's too much content, it's that all this noise has created a genuine scarcity of real, verifiable human insight.
And this is what has become so incredibly precious. Not just information, but verified truth. We're talking about data, ideas, and analysis that have been rigorously checked, that have been validated, and that you can trace back to the actual judgment of a credible human expert. But here's the kicker. Our current systems are totally broken when it comes to valuing this. The very people who do this crucial work, academics who peer review papers for free, data annotators, fact checkers, they're often unpaid or their jobs are the first to get cut. It's a classic market failure. The most valuable commodity in our new information age is being treated like it's worthless. Okay, so if the market is broken, how do you fix it? Well, you build a new one. And that brings us to the proposed solution, a whole new system designed specifically for pricing human truth. The source material calls this concept Cadeta, and the best way to think about it is like a new economic layer for the internet, an operating system for value that makes sure human insight actually gets priced correctly. The whole idea is to stop treating human knowledge as a freebie and start treating it as a scarce, valuable asset, one that can actually earn you a return, like an investment. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? As the basic act of thinking, or at least generating content, becomes automated and cheap, the act of verifying that content, of stamping it as truth, becomes the real premium service. So how would something like this actually work? What would it look like in the real world? Let's dig into the mechanics of what this new knowledge economy could be. It's all built on these three pillars of what you might call knowledge work. First up, you have verification. This is where experts validate claims and get rewarded with tokens and a better reputation. Second, there's context. This is people adding real-world meaning to raw data and getting paid for it. And third, the really high-value stuff, creative reasoning. This is for people who can provide those brilliant, novel insights that AI just can't, and they earn premium payouts for it. This flips the whole model on its head. The work of checking facts and validating data is no longer just some unpaid chore you're expected to do. Suddenly, it's an investment. Experts can literally stake tokens or money on their judgment. If they're right, they earn a real return. And the ultimate vision here is to create a living, breathing marketplace where truth is bought, sold, and valued just like any other critical resource. Let's walk through an example to make it real. Say there's a huge new demand for trustworthy AI in medicine. Okay? In this marketplace, the price for verified medical data would shoot up. That means the financial rewards from medical experts go up, which then attracts the best doctors and researchers to the platform to do this verification work. And the end result? The quality of medical data gets better for literally everyone. You see how this creates this powerful virtuous cycle? Higher quality verification leads to better, safer AI. That amazing, trustworthy AI creates even more demand for high-quality data. That demand drives up the rewards, which pulls in even more top-tier human talent, which drives quality up even further. It just keeps feeding itself. And the argument here is that this isn't just some sci-fi fantasy. It's an economic inevitability. As our world gets more and more flooded with synthetic AI content, a system that can reliably identify and reward authentic human insight isn't just a nice-to-have, it becomes an absolute necessity. The market will demand it. And that brings us to the final, really critical question. Because creating a market for truth might solve the quality problem, but it raises a massive new one. In a world where verified, reliable information comes with a premium price tag, what happens to everyone who can't afford to pay for the truth?